Good evening, Ferguson. It is about 6 o'clock on Tuesday evening, out here doing the obligatory grilling in the rain, as is famous with our family. And I was going to sit down and think a little bit about the video you sent me and try to avoid getting all that wet. So, point number 2 was the one that I thought I would try to attack this week and give you some questions to think about. I really like that it's important to you that what we talk about we are going to be proud of, and what we make is going to be something that's interesting and creative to us. So it led me to the question of what exactly are you proud of? And I have the luxury of, as the older brother, getting to see what you are going through and the things that are interesting and challenging to you at school where you are now. But I didn't really have that someone to look up and a record just challenge or that sort of thing when I was your age. So I can't say that when I look back at what I did in high school, there are things that I'm really proud of. The things stand out, and that was really a fun time in my life, but there are things that if I had thought back and done them the way I wish I could do them now, they would have come out differently. And there are things that I committed to and really challenged myself to complete that I probably would have given up, and there are other things that if I could only go back, I would take the chance to do them right the first time. So I'm going to keep going, challenge you this week, come up with a couple of different questions that I think will be interesting to you, and I'll see how the week leads us on. So I hope you have a good evening. I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, so it turns out really bad at vlogging. Got like 2 minutes of video Monday night, all of a sudden 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So I got a lot of catching up to do. But even though I haven't been making video, have been thinking about what I'm going to say. So the video might not be as good, but the thoughts are definitely going to be a little bit awesome. And that's a plus. But in the meantime, this is the part of my life called going to Joann's Fabrics, and it's going to be fabulous. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so we made it to Joann Fabrics. I am prepared to spend the next 45 minutes in this aisle finding the perfect flower that's at least 10 cents cheaper than all the other flowers. Unfortunately for everyone else here, I'm not awkward in public places talking to my phone. On the other hand, my wife hates it, so I'm going to try to keep this to a minimal. Alright, welcome to Season 1, Episode 3, Section... Okay, this is not working. I like Calvin Ball, and I'm going to tell you why. When I look at things, and I try to categorize and structure everything, I tend to get caught up in the details, and I lose one thing that you do really well, and that's enjoy life sometimes. So I wanted to go back to the section that I was talking about, not Monday night, as I just said, but Tuesday night, and talk about why some of the things that I did in high school that I wasn't proud of could have been things that I was really proud of if I had stopped and taken some time to consider. So when I was saying that there were things that I wasn't proud of in high school, I realized with hindsight that I really stretched myself thin. So instead of being really good at one or two things, I was fairly good at 6 or 7. And so I enjoyed them. I got a lot of good out of them, but they're not really things that I could really say I was proud of. I never really felt like I finished, like I accomplished something, because I enjoyed the part of getting things started and seeing new growth in basketball or student government or classes and my grades. But because I was always drawn so thin and trying to do every little thing and be responsible for everything that came along, I never stopped to slow down and help myself really love what I was doing. So my second challenge to you is to really find something that you love and do it. I think that will help you go through high school, college, and hopefully eventually life being really good at something. So, your challenge for next week besides talking about what you are proud of, I want you to show me something you have made. Because there are things that you've made, and I've got a box that I keep in my living room that I think is the coolest thing ever. It was really special to me. It celebrates a really important moment in my life, but it's also neat that it came from you and it highlights something that you can do well. So, invoking Calvin Ball, you don't have to show me something you've created. You can create it. I don't want to put rules on that. But since I've already brought up Calvin Ball, and since you're watching this video, which means I've fulfilled rule number 1, I'm talking about rule number 2, and Calvin Ball was just invoked. I'm going to let this video just be all over the place. We're not really going to have any rules. There's not really going to be any structure, but I'm going to move right into a segment called Vlogging Tips with Bronson. So, just to give you tip number 1, turn the camera. Do you see how this is like squished and you really can't see much? Now, it might work with your beautiful face, but for me, you got to get the whole view. And that's why we're just going to leave that camera turned sideways from now on out on BooneBrother's vlog. I really think that's going to widen our aspect ratio so that we can really make the most of our faces. And I really like to see more than just your face. So, this is going to be a shorter video than normal. I hope that we have time to make these more interesting as we go along. I'm really looking forward to what you can do with the challenges I've set for you this week. It's been a great week. I hope you enjoy your next week, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.